Today we're going to share with you some of the great places we stayed during our road trip up the coast of Portugal.
Hi, I'm Debbie, and this is Stain, and we're the two creative travelers. In 2020, we got creative and sold everything, packed what we had left into 6 suitcases, flew to Europe, and bought a car to start our life of slow travel. Come along with us as we explore, meet the people, eat the food, and immerse ourselves in the cultures, one destination at a time.
Some of you may have seen some of our videos going up the coast of Portugal, and we had a really nice diversity of places that we stayed at. It went from a farm stay to a nice apartment in the center of town in Porto to a really high-end place over in Sintra, which gave us a great spot to explore the area around there.
Okay, so we're going to give you some tips and tricks on how we booked those and how we got good deals and how we find these unique places.
Yep.
Stain's a real pro at that, so we're going to let him take over.
So I know Debbie likes to stay in different kinds of places, so whenever I'm on the search for a place to stay, I'm trying to find something that isn't an ordinary hotel. There are times when that's good. Sometimes, though, it's fun to just stay somewhere else. The first place we stayed at on our trip was in a town called Beja. Small old town, not too many hotels, so a perfect opportunity to find something unique. And we stayed at an active farm currently where they converted a lot of the farm buildings into rooms, had a pool, nice breakfast. It was really a kind of a cool place to stay.
Yeah, and it was very traditional. This was, traditional furniture, but a very big room.
Yeah, a very large room, a huge bathroom as well, and really a nice and comfortable stay. It was about, I'd say, 5 miles out of the city, so...
Yeah, that was a fun place.
Yeah.
It was, like you said, a little bit out of the way.
So another thing that you may be interested is in how we find these places, how we book them. And generally, we start off in a few places. Booking.com I like because it gives you a good overview of everything that's available. But what I then like to do is go to the individual websites for the places and see if they have the same rates. Then I'd rather book direct. Also, one of our credit cards gives us much better rewards when we book direct with hotels, so that's another reason to do that. The second option would be to look on Airbnb. Here we didn't stay in any Airbnbs, but that's a place that we've looked for places and we've stayed many of them. And the third one is to look at the various hotels, the chains, and see if they have any hotels. The place we stayed at in Sintra is a Marriott hotel, and as such the rate that we found, which is a really good rate, was actually through the Marriott website, and that's another good option. Sign up for all those programs so you have access to the rates that are in there.
Let's move on to the next place we stayed on that note in Sintra was the Ritz-Carlton Hotel. And how in the world did you find that deal, honey? Because it was a screamer. You're going to have to tell them the cost on this.
Yeah. So the resort is called Peñalonga. It's one of the nicest ones, I would say, in the entire country of Portugal. It sits in a beautiful park-like setting. It has a golf course, has a spa. It's really top-notch. When I was looking for places to stay, I looked through the American Express app, which is again one of the cards that we have, and I saw in there that they had really good rates for this place, even though it was 5-star. And then I was ready to book it, but suddenly the price went up. I think it was like $800 suddenly.
Wow.
A night, and obviously we weren't going to pay that. So then I looked on the Marriott app and was able to find a rate for, I think it was 179 euros. Not cheap, but you got a 50 euro room service or spa credit with that. So many times when you book, especially through American Express, they will give you a allowance, I guess, one time for the booking. And so when we had dinner in the room, it was actually with that 50 euro credit that we had from the resort.
Yeah.
So you could say we had dinner and a room, a suite at that.
And breakfast.
Yep.
And breakfast.
For 179 euros
Yeah.
at a 5-star resort.
At the Ritz-Carlton. Okay.
Yes.
And that also was a little out of the way from Sintra, so if you don't have a car, it's something you want to consider because you do have to...
Or if you have a more reliable GPS, because really, it wasn't that far. It was just my driving in conjunction with our GPS that sent us the wrong way.
It has a mind of its own, I swear.
So we saw a lot more of the area than we anticipated.
Yeah, but it is in a secluded area. I mean,
Yeah.
it's in a beautiful
Yeah.
park-like, forest-like area. So that
Yeah,
was
again, you need to have a vehicle really,
great. Yeah.
but it's beautiful. I would highly recommend staying there because it's the nicest place, I think, setting-wise, that we've ever stayed.
Yeah, it was a great experience, that's for sure.
We decided to stay a second day in Sintra because we wanted to go see the Pena Palace. And then at the end of the day, didn't want to have a long drive, so we decided to stay in Ericeira. That kind of shows also that we don't book things in too far in advance because it gives us flexibility to still decide, oh, maybe we only feel like driving 1 more hour, 30 more minutes, or we have 4 hours that we can kill.
That's right.
And with this, we decided to stay in Ericeira, a little surfer town on the coast, just kind of northwest of Sintra. And it was perfect. It was a small boutique hotel. I think the hotel chain is called Feels Like Home. And we booked it through booking.com. I believe the rate was 60 or 65 euros. A nice room, pretty compact but modern. It felt like an IKEA showroom almost.
Yeah.
And but then the next morning, they had wonderful breakfast.
Oh, yeah.
Anything and everything you could want was there, and all fresh. It was beautiful, and also extremely friendly front desk staff helped us with the reservation for a nice restaurant nearby within walking distance. The hotel itself was walking distance from the beach because we actually walked to like a bar on the cliff
Yeah.
where we had a couple drinks before dinner, and really a perfect place to stay.
It was nice. It was cute.
And then the next day, we drove to, see if she remembers.
That's why I do these videos. Obidos, but we didn't stay there.
Right.
So we'll put that little link up there where Stain took on his bravery and walked the city walls.
I know. I still have slight goosebumps from that.
Okay, so then that night we stayed in. You gonna make me say this one?
It's the hardest one.
Figueira do Foz.
Figueira da Foz, I think is how it's pronounced. A beach town again.
Yeah.
It was a good place to stay. It was close to the beach, and I can't say enough good things about the staff there as well because we forgot our computer charger, and they actually expedited shipped it to
Belgium.
Belgium, and but they went through a lot of hassle to get it shipped immediately. And great room, nice balcony. We could see the water if we kind of leaned over.
Yeah, we had the rooftop.
Yeah.
The angled ceiling and everything, yeah. And
it's like a penthouse room almost.
Yeah, and we were just 2 blocks from the beach.
Yep.
And they weren't serving dinner. You could only do takeout. A lot of restaurants were still closed at this time. And they said, you can do takeout and we'll just set you up a table right here in the bar reception area. So they brought us plates and everything, and we just had dinner right there in the hotel lobby bar kind of area.
Yeah, and they were able to sell us drinks, so we had quite a few drinks there as well, which may have contributed to me forgetting the charge.
Did we say the name of this hotel?
It was called Boutique something.
So we'll put the name of that hotel right here somewhere.
Yeah, it's a really nice place.
It was really nice. Okay,
Then we went off to Porto, and why don't you tell a little bit about the place that we stayed there?
in Porto, Stain found this fabulous 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment in the heart of it all. Honestly, we were there, we stayed 3 nights in Porto. We never got back in our car. We walked everywhere. We never even got on public transportation. So Porto is a very walkable city, very beautiful. Up and down a lot, more probably up than down, but I'll let him share where he found that and how he found it. But they gave us such a great deal when we said, can we stay a 3rd night? They gave us a little special deal. Parking was not ideal, but they gave it to us for free.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah,
I mean, it wasn't ideal in that it wasn't like right out the front door.
Yeah.
It was maybe a quarter mile, just a little bit over a quarter mile away. I thought the parking was good for Porto in the heart of it all.
All right, well, what was our favorite spot to stay on this road trip on the coast of Portugal? I know what my favorite place was.
Well, let's do a little countdown.
Okay.
Say it.
All right.
3, 2, 1.
Porto.
Yeah, it was a great spot.
It was a
Like
great
Debbie
spot.
was saying, we didn't have to get our car one time.
Nope.
We could just walk all over the city. It's partly because it's such a nice city, and
Oh,
we
yeah.
certainly plan to go back at some point and spend more time there.
Yeah, even though the Ritz-Carlton was like, you know, pretty posh and probably one of the nicest places we've ever
Yeah,
stayed.
for sure.
And Sintra is absolutely gorgeous. Porto,
Yeah.
with the deal and the room and
Yeah.
everything like that. And the deal on that actually, what did we paid?
So I think it was about 70 euros a night. I believe I booked that through booking.com, and then we extended by one night, and that was 55 for an extra night. So if you book directly with the company that does these rentals, and they have plenty all over the city, then you'll get a better deal generally than if you go through booking.com.
But
And
either way, it was a great deal. I mean,
Yeah.
even if you did it all through booking.
now understand, this was in April, so it's going to be more expensive. I looked again, and the prices are not even close to that right now.
Right.
So it's another benefit of if you can travel outside the summertime,
Yes.
you'll get better rates.
Right now we're in the U.S., as some of you may or may not know. We've been here for about 6 weeks.
Yep.
Visiting family, grandson graduated high school. We've been up here in Washington State watching him play baseball, but we're anxious to get back on that plane here in just a few days and head back over to Europe, unpack, repack, put the bike on the roof, and start driving to
Italy.
Italy. I'm so excited.
We're staying in a small town. First place we're staying is in a small town called Canelli, and it's
Canelli?
Canelli. Yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful place. It's going to be our wedding anniversary, so we're excited about kind of splurging a little bit for that. And we'll take you along there, and we'll do lots of filming on the way and when we're there and everything else.
Yeah, and he's already got some great places booked with some of the tips that he's shared with you today already. But we're staying at in an Airbnb. We're staying on a wine farm kind of thing. We're staying in
a house that is owned by the lady who owns the pizzeria in Farragut.
That's what's the nice thing about traveling too, and doing it slow and getting to meet the people, is finding out little things like this. So anyways, stay tuned for that, and we'll see you on the road.
Yep.
And if you like what you saw today, if we gave you some good information, if there's some other tips and tricks you can do, tell us about. But please give us a thumbs up. It really helps our channel grow, and especially comments down there, sharing your thoughts and ideas as well, and letting us know how we're doing.
Because even though we've traveled for 7-8 months now, we still feel like we have a lot to learn when it comes to this. So.
Yes, we do. And we have a goal for subscribers to hit 500 by
the end of this month.
the end of this
So
month.
we'll
So
see.
hit that subscribe button if you're new here and you want to see some more of our content. Look at some of our older content. Be kind in your comments. But we are learning, but we love it. We just enjoy doing what we're doing.
Right.
Yeah. So
All right.
thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
And we'll see you in Italy.
Bye.
Bye.